Good morning, good evening, and hello. Welcome back. Well, glad I only recorded like one session with the fucked up audio. Like, I'm a fucking idiot, but... lesson to myself, lesson to myself. Don't fuck around with settings that I don't understand without first checking. After fucking around with the settings. Okay, everything's frozen here. I'm not gonna worry about it, honestly. Because I just need to progress in the game. I did more tutorials. Kind of all I did. Did I show that I ran around and got more shit here? Oh shit, I actually forgot. I did like half of these. I didn't finish all of them. A lot of the new ones I unlocked were... The ones marked new are things that I unlocked recently, because I went around and grabbed all these, unlock points, but I really got to progress in the story. I spent some more money so we can do some rolling later. I should really upgrade my characters. Actually, you know what? That's the number one thing I should do right now.
And ready to go.
Is... Okay. Upgrade Chen.
To stave off my promotion till
Can
this
keep
moment.
doing this.
I'll only
What
rest
do we...
easy when my
531 of these things, so that's fine. This did what? After hitting an enemy attack with skills, Chen gains plus 4% attack. Okay. Oh, it stacks. Oh, this is base skills. Okay. I don't even know how to assign them to bases, as far as I'm aware of. Oh shit, that's right, I gotta... Wait, what did I just spend? 56, 507, okay. Let's do it again. As much... Yeah, I need E2, okay. They even abbreviated it to E2! That's nice. As far as I know, like, that's never actually mentioned anywhere in Arknights. Nowhere that I remember. That, Elite 2, abbreviated as E2, that's always just been like a community thing. I've never seen it, I don't think, in game. Actually referred to as E2. But that's cool that they do in this game. And then... Yeah, I have none of those. Okay, I think I have good enough resources to do... Oh, shit. More people. Like, I also think I've got plenty of XP. Like, level 30 on almost anyone should totally be doable.
Another step forward.
I'm kind of running low on these, those other mushrooms, though. None of this is doing anything crazy, right? It's just increasing
I recognize this
numbers. Yeah. Order agility plus 10.
I recognize this feeling.
Consumed crystals, more damage. Got it. I gotta do gear too. Shit. Why is there something new in the profile? What happened? Oh.
Another step forward.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Did I do the other? Oh, this gave them the ability to equip blue gear, purple gear, gold quality gear. Okay.
I'll never forget the sight of them.
Oh, I was like, why? It says 30 out of 40. What? My exploration level is capped. Okay. And then Aya, I don't know if I want to upgrade Perlica, although it doesn't really cost anything, right?
Originium will carve a path.
The thing is, before I start investing all these resources, I kind of want to go through all my rolls, right? Ignore the OP I have. Because I want to know what characters I end up actually getting. Alright, 5 stars.
Why do I have...
Wolf. Wolfguard. I was called a Wolfgang. That's a different guy. What tickets? See if I get Levantine anytime soon. No, I have no idea how deep in on this banner I am right now. I kind of forgot. Oh, new. 37 attempts left to guarantee. Wait, what? I used to say 65 attempts to 6-star operator in the top right, but then it says 37 attempts to guarantee once only. I guess it's just for her. We'll find out when we get there, I guess. Yes. Oh, because I got it. Was it because I got a 6-star on this banner already, but it wasn't her? Is that how that works? I did get a 6-star on this banner, right? Way to get hunting records. Fluorite. Arclight. Yeah, I got Leaf Fong. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay. And Dalpan. Alright, so I think I should get her on this roll is how that works. Yeah, okay.
Well, haven't we met already?
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Levantine,
You'll remember
Surtur.
me by this sword and flank.
Okay. If I remember correctly, she used fire. Did she show anything Rhodes Island there? I don't remember. And I wasn't looking just now. Okay. Do I want to keep rolling? 240? That's a lot. 117 to guarantee. 77. Okay, so that reset. So it's 80, right, to get a 6-star. I don't know if I want to keep rolling on this banner. I think I just wait. Okay, I can choose who I want. That's cool. Like, rolling on this seems like a mistake. At least that's what, like, my choreoverse self is telling me, but... And I'm pretty sure that would be just tickets as I get them. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Alright, I'm gonna get some water. 5,000. 1,100. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I wanted to do that just to see if I got like any 6 stars or anything. I'll probably save the rest of my rolls for now until I get until the next banner, next limited banner. That'll be good with me. I'll be happy with that. Cool. Well, Scorching Flames is active, tricking the battle skills fine. Immediately reset Scorching Flames duration and grants other teammates Scorching Fangs with 50% of its base effects. Sounds good. This was what? Lowering the guard today? He only relaxes his vigilance with those who have truly earned his trust, and then he'll reveal his true nature, one that has been abandoned in his childhood. Okay. So now I can think about like actually building a team around Levantine, and you know how I said I was about to make progress? Well, I fucking lied, because now I've got to read this profile, and then I want to do side quests actually. I kind of forgot. I have a lot of side quests that I need to do. Flaming Cinders, 5 attacks. Final Strike also deals 18 stagger. Heat damage. It's all heat damage. Magma Fragment. So I'm assuming enemies are going to have resistances and stuff. I don't know what any... Oh yeah, we saw that I think in the archive last time. Summons a Magma Fragment to continuously attack enemies and deal heat damage. Hitting the enemy grants 1 stack of Melting Flame. If Levantine already has 4 stacks of Melting Flame, while casting the skill, then consume all the stacks and perform 1 additional attack that deals heat damage and forcibly triggers temporary combustion to all enemies in a large area. When the additional attack hits the enemy, restore additional ultimate energy. So the thing is, you want to use this until you have 4 stacks? Is that, or you want to... Does anything else give Melting Flame? This gives Melting Flame, okay. And then once you have 4 stacks of Melting Flame, it'll do heat damage to everything nearby. I did get heat... Melting Flame, okay. After the operator's final strike or finisher hits the enemy, Levantine absorbs heat infliction from nearby enemies. She absorbs heat, okay. Each stack of heat infliction... So she absorbs heat on final strike. Or finisher. Yeah, or final strike. Is final strike... It says final strike or finisher. One of those is the one... Okay, final strike is the one that's the last in the combo chain. Finisher, I'm going to assume, is when they're staggered. They got the yellow meter. Right? That special attack. She'll absorb heat infliction. Each stack of heat infliction absorbed gives Levantine 1 stack of Melting Flame, max stacks 4. After reaching 4 stacks, damage dealt by Levantine ignores 10 heat resistance of the enemy for 20 seconds. So you want to only use the final attack once you got, or I guess not only, because will they stay? I don't know how long the stacks stay. Like, can I get 1 and then 1 and then 1 and then 1 to get 4? Or does it just have to be 4 all at once? Or will they, like, expire too fast to do that first thing? When an enemy suffers combustion or corrosion, fire erupts beneath the feet of any enemy with combustion or corrosion, dealing heat damage to them. If the skill hits the enemy, Levantine gains 1 stack of Melting Flame and further gains ultimate energy per enemy hit. So you want to hit multiple enemies with them. Summons her Sviga Levi and becomes the controlled operator. Twilight, that's the name of her skill 3, right? For a certain duration, her basic attacks are enhanced with the Sviga Levi strikes together with Levantine, with each stack dealing heat damage. Basic attack sequence 3 also applies heat infliction. So she'll apply heat infliction before doing her finishing attack. So she basically, like, is auto-generating for herself. That's nice. So you're installing and becoming like super strong and also giving yourself resource. I'm pretty sure I did her combat trial, but I think that was still when I was learning the combat, so I don't have any recollection of it. Her basic attacks. Yeah, it says her basic attacks are enhanced. I don't know by how much, but... And her main stat is intellect with strength. Okay, cool. Reignition. How do I get that? You get that from E2, it looks like. That makes sense. When HP drops below 40%, gain 90% protection restore. It's the opposite of what she does in Arknights. She lives. She doesn't kill herself. She lives now. Good for her.
Solid reference.
Yes.
What's this supposed to mean? Encouragement? Approval? Don't need those.
Okay, base skill.
All I did was run into a bunch of bugly things and turn them all to ash.
Oh. Wait, what? Which one's the original? What's this one? So she gets 15, she ignores 15 heat resistance.
So, how's that for my real power?
So I want to generate combustion, right? That's how her passive and skill work. Yeah, heat infliction is what it's called. I need to like get the correct terminology in my brain so I don't accidentally say the wrong thing, because you need to be kind of correct in the specific differences of combustion and heat infliction. Like combustion. Do I need a second element to do combustion? Let me be sure. Yeah, it needs a second element. Because you need a non-heat infliction plus heat to trigger her combo. So there'd be like 3 heat characters probably and 1 non-heat character.
So, how's that for my real power?
I was thinking Perlica, but then I don't know, because that's normally the person I think when I just want a quick element, just because of, you know, she's been on my team so long, how much I've been playing. But I could think about it. What's your weapon? Oh, I should probably look in the weapon gacha. Okay, you know what? First, go to profile. Go to audio log to see if you fucking say your name hopefully. In the,
Haven't we met already?
Nope. Okay.
Doesn't matter. You'll remember me by this sword and flame. I hate trouble, but boredom's worse. Whatever comes next better be memorable. I can do this. Alone. I am the sword. I am fire incarnate. Nice blade.
That's cool.
Hope it can tolerate the heat of my fire. The weight won't slow down my attacks. Flame-resistant coating? So, how's that for my real power? Solid reference. What's this supposed to mean? Encouragement? Approval? Don't need those. All I did was run into a bunch of bugly things and turn them all to ash.
She's not saying her name. Alright, I give up. So I'll just say it how her Japanese self says it. In way back 5 years ago when I played Arknights. And how I think I heard it a million times. Levantine, gender, female, authentication, Rhodes Island. Okay, she is Rhodes Island. That I could see the little blue strip right now, like that very bright neon blue, very Rhodes Island. Date of birth same as the Endments. Okay, that's really weird. That's already more lore than I think anything we have ever gotten from her in Arknights. I did like her little story in... Fuck, what was the name of that side story collection event? Rewinding Breeze? Was that the one? I think that was the one. It basically, you know, her going back to other places to try and relive memories. She didn't really remember much of substance, from what I remember, but yeah, she was strong. Race, sarcasm, orpathy, infection status, negative. Was she negative in original Arknights? I don't remember. Integrated, physical examination, strength excellent, combat skill standard, tactical acumen standard, assimilation excellent. Yeah, I don't remember if she was or not. I probably read her profile once, again, like 5 years ago, and probably not again since then. So I don't really remember. Note, our arsenal engineers must regularly inspect and repair the ring-like structure that she brought along. CRAD, Endfield Security Professional. I think that's the first I've heard of CRAD. Human Resources Summary. Reconvener and Operator Levantine joined Endfield with the Administrator's direct recommendation. With our recommendation. After acquiring her personal agreement, as well as approval from the HR Division and authentication from Rhodes Island, Levantine joined Endfield as an operator under the direct command of the Administrator. Levantine arrived at the reception area a full 45 minutes ahead of the agreed-upon schedule. She simply placed the employment notification on the table and said little else except, "I'm here, we can begin." She was quite cooperative during the initial phase of the interview, giving her signature, submitting a retinal scan, and linking her protocol authority level without a single fuss or comment. I tried to liven up the atmosphere by saying, "Welcome to Endfield." She nodded and replied, "I'm already here." During job inclination testing, I followed the prescribed list of questions and asked if she considered utilizing her skill set in other non-combat roles such as combat planner, coach, or instructor. She did not say anything, but appeared obviously annoyed. In the end, Operator Levantine left with this final line: "Just let me go to as many places you can. Places that let me build as much memories as I can. Marvin Malin." Okay. So this time she's going not to try and find her old memories, but to build more memories? That's a little new, I think. Administrator and Supervisor Perlica of Enfield Industries. I am extremely pleased to learn that Levantine has returned with the Administrator's help. Though her journey is far from complete, her return proves that she has found a new objective and people whom she is willing to travel with. Is this from Rhodes Island? Extremely powerful desire and hope drove Levantine to step onto the lands of Talos II. When we first sensed her existence, the light she gave off was bedazzling. I later realized that this light was emitted by her obsession, her innermost ego demanding the answer, "Who am I?" Led on by the said obsession, the fragments awakened and created a complete persona. She walked out of the Originium woods, new and intact, and arrived at Rhodes Island bearing the name Levantine. I thought she would immediately become one of our strongest assets and supporters, but she turned us down. Just like Surtur, who had always walked alone, no one can command Levantine or force her to stay in one place. She will answer to no faction until she finds the answer to dispel her own miasma of amnesia. Hence, we decided to open the doors and give her our best farewells. So, she found more memories, and she gained a new persona. So so did she lose her memories again, and she's like a new version of herself again? But like, maybe however you want to ship of Theseus this, she's still kind of Surtur, the original Surtur, not like whatever the hell's going on with Ardelia, like she came out of Originium or whatever the hell that was. She's just like asserter who got reset again. Maybe. I'm not sure. Once I was worried that Levantine's choice would affect other reconveners. Then I realized that they became reconveners because every one of them did not forget the old dream and vision. And that is why they reconvened with you on this very same path. Now, this thought alone has lifted a stone off my chest. Since Levantine is currently an official Enfielder fighting along your side, then allow me to share a few words of advice based on my knowledge of her for getting along with her. Ice cream. Firstly, accommodate and accept Levantine's straightforward nature. She often says whatever that comes to her mind. It is not an act of hostility, malice, or rudeness. In fact, such words are a symbol of her sincere and undisguised attitude. I prefer to simply tell you that what I'm thinking right now. Secondly, should Levantine exhibit obvious signs of fury or impatience, do not attempt to persuade her to calm her down. Believe me, there are more effective means, such as the provision of ice cream or other things that can rapidly cool the situation. Yeah, she still loves her ice cream. Levantine is someone you can communicate with, but she dislikes being told what to do. So does she, when they say or other things that can rapidly cool the situation, do they mean like literally cold foods? Does she like ice cream because it's cold, or is ice cream a metaphorical cooling, like suppressant or heat suppressant, cooling the situation, like metaphorically? I'm not sure how literally I should read that line. Just as a side note, before she left Rhodes Island, she took all the Crimson Berry ice cream from the lab freezer and ate them all, right before my eyes, as though it was the right thing to do. Thought you told me memories can lie, she said as she licked the spoon. So I better have more of this to make it as memorable as possible. Levantine marked her farewell with this action to ensure the veracity of this moment. She actually cares very deeply about her friends, far more deeply than most would like to think. So I was thinking this way, like, could maybe be written by Warfarin, since he's one of the people that probably lives long enough to remember Surtur. But this also doesn't sound like how I think Warfarin would write something like this. Thirdly, Levantine is extremely similar to Surtur, but according to her temperament, do not tell her that she resembles Surtur. Also, do not tell her that she does not resemble Surtur. This is reminding me of Mordred's profile in Fate Grand Order. Mordred has similar lines to this, like, do not tell, like, Mordred, like, that she's, like, womanly, but also don't call her a man. Like, because of her whole situation with her dad, but and her parentage and right of being an heir and stuff like that. But yeah, very similar. Another character that I absolutely love. I love Mordred. Also, do not tell her that she does not resemble Surtur. In fact, do not ever compare her to Surtur unless she brings the topic up herself. Always remember this. Best wishes in your collective journey across Talos 2, Rhodes Island. That's very nice of Rhodes Island for them to send us this. I still really want to know what Rhodes Island thinks about us using Originium as haphazardly as we seem to be.
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them. Looking for me? You finally remember something?
I mean, we kind of are more hands-on this time than we were in Arknights.
Seems like a good place to waste my time in. Here you are. Why are you idling here? Come on, let's go to the bridge. Then you can tell me all about the places you went in the past and the destinations you have in store for the future. Here, it's yours. Thanks for keeping me on your mind. Huh? Being able to remember someone you care about is gift enough? I don't really like receiving presents because I always end up forgetting about them. But this one's from you, so it will be an exception. Lavatane? Yeah, picked it myself.
Lavatane. Lavatane.
Some don't take it as my
okay,
real
I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
I tamed the thing, so its name is mine.
Sure.
Just like those memories. I intend to rule over them, not be ruled by them.
You know, I think Surtur would kind of be okay with that. I think she would enjoy... I shouldn't have brought Surtur up. But if I am, just because I'm trying to think about how Surtur would think about this future version of herself. Yeah. I think Surtur would be okay with that, honestly. As long as it's still, like... I think she would respect that.
My shattered ring? Treat it as my pet, an arts unit. The arsenal engineers of Endfield tried to figure out how it works. They also made an attempt to repair it. But the ring acted out on its own and put an end to that.
I still have no idea what that is. Yeah, last I remember is Rewinding Breeze. And I don't know if we ever gotten anything more than that.
Warfarin mailed me
Oh, Warfarin. Oh, that's cool.
Features the scenery, peoples, and histories of Terra. It's huge. I spent ages on this and it's still not done. Hey, quit staring at the torn edges. Also, I have nothing to do with the burned places. This was how it looked when I received it.
Surtur probably burned it. She probably had... Surtur had that puzzle too, and she probably burned it.
Carrying out missions
Either that or she's just being, you know, tsundere about it, but...
As well as the people and events of Endfield at night. I am patiently waiting for my mind to forget every shard of the past that isn't mine. Then fill the gaps with memories that I forged myself. Why do I fight? Because a day will come when I stand atop a mountain and gaze upon a world consumed by fire. Why give me that look? I was simply describing a nightmare that's been annoying me for quite a while. Set your worries aside. I will not let the vision come to pass, no matter the time nor place.
That's why she fights?
Sometimes I'd see refugees roaming about the wildlands, or butchers who laid waste to entire cities. One minute I'm pruning flowers in the garden, the next I'm choking on chemicals in the lab. I fought shadowy figures whose faces I couldn't see, and I never knew why we were fighting. Come on, stop dozing off. I barely got started.
That's rude. Rude of the administrator. Yeah, she's probably having those disconnected memories is tough, but those fights she's talking about, I definitely plopped her down in lots of fight where she probably had no idea what was going on. I just said kill everything in front of you.
My home,
and she did a damn good job of it.
They had buildings, language, festivals, and witchcraft that felt familiar enough to be a home. But I won't visit that place again unless there's a very good reason to. Their people were too warm and passionate. Some even called me a Diablo. Ugh. Let's just say it got on my nerves and I messed up the place.
I know what Diablo is, but I don't know what Seska is.
That pink-haired Vuivra often asks me to test
Vuivra? Is that how you pronounce that?
But she does make pretty and chic-looking ice cream, and the taste is not half bad.
Vuivra?
That pink-haired Vuivra often asks me to test her frost. A song seeker at the Hanabit circuit once told me this.
A lot of words I've only ever read in my head in Arknights.
But a friend in the hands of humankind. The song seeker showed no fear of fire. She even taught me how to create fire lines on the other side of the wildlands. I managed to contain a spreading forest fire. The villagers who survived the disaster called us heroes. But my mind stayed fixed on the cloud beast we saved. I let her keep the little one. What a shame.
Let her keep the little one?
A song seeker of the Hanabit circuit once told me this. Fire is a fiend in the hands of the wind.
I let her keep the little one. What a shame. What little one? What is she talking about?
The song seeker showed no fear of fire. She even taught me how to create fire lines on the other side of the wildlands. I managed to contain a spreading forest fire. The villagers who survived the disaster called us heroes. But my mind stayed fixed on the cloud.
So she controlled the fire. She like kind of, you know,
What a shame.
created like a controlled fire to stop the wildfire. And she's saying like she had to burn like some bird's home, and the bird was only able to save like one baby chick or something like that. Is that what she's getting at? Also, yeah, Voivre.
That pink-haired Voivra.
Voivra. I've always pronounced it like Voivre.
Never managed to put out my
Vivra.
flames.
Okay.
I need something taken care of. HR division told me to escalate this matter to you personally. Here it is. A wanted poster. It's no big deal. Happened back when I just left Rhodes Island.
Huh?
A place called the Asphalt Roundabout tagged me
Asphalt
for a few counts of
Roundabout.
arson. They should really blame themselves. A dirty business with plenty of flammable trash should at least expect some fires.
What's TGCC stand for?
I'll say this again. I've never been
Sammy,
to
why-
in person. So don't talk to me about the sights, the people, or the culture of that place. Unless, of course, you're talking about Sami. I heard their home
Sami.
carried them to Talos too.
What?
If we have a mission at that place, give me a call.
Their home? What? Oh, okay. I also know next to nothing about the Sami. I was calling them the Sammy this whole time. But again, a lot of these words in Arknights I've only ever read in my head. So, especially, but yeah, Sami. I felt like they had extremely little lore when I last played the game. They're like one of the few factions that did not really have many events or anything like that. They might have fleshed them out more. I'm gonna assume they have. But at the time, yeah, I remember there being so few. There were like so few Sami operators too. So yeah, I really don't know what that's referring to. The first thing that came to mind was like their what do you call it? City plate. What are they called again? Oh my god, my brain. Moving cities. You know what I mean. And I don't think that it's probably something more specific to Sami lore that I don't know. Their home.
See something there? If it's useless, we can use it to test our blades. Something worth remembering there. We can go take a look. No worries, just stay close behind me. See that one? Need me to do some trimming? Only true valuables survive the flame. Too slow. I hate standing around with nothing to do. I remember that you kind of like these. Oraline. A thing that's
She has a
just
lot
as
of memories with
unreliable as my
me.
memories. Try
What's
getting
that
closer
about?
to me if you're still feeling cold. Be cautious. This is far more dangerous than fire.
I feel like she's way warmer to the administrator than she was to like anyone in Arknights in Rhodes Island.
Don't just stand there, move! This won't kill me. Curse this memory of defeat. I'll remember that. Not bad. I'll handle the next one. I know. Just part of my job. Now it's time to bring the pain. About time.
Can we get like
This hardly
the
counts as
casual
warm-up.
outfit that Surtur has?
Victory goes without
I fucking
saying.
love that
Enjoying
outfit.
your celebrations? You did all right.
The skin
leave
line
the
she
hard
shares with
fighting to me next
Thorns
time.
and I think one other person. I don't remember
Allow
though.
this to happen again. Slash! Perish! Melting flame! Incinerate! Be consumed! I got this. Inferno awaits. Burn!
This I saw was Kira Buckland, which I think
Ash!
she also voices her in Arknights.
Shall die!
Of course,
Let that
very
twilight
famous VA.
burn! I shall cremate darkness. Your end is nigh.
Okay. So that's all that.
I'm primed for optimal performance.
What a beautiful. What?
I'm
Let's
primed
just
for
put all
optimal
these. Child of the Storm. Let me get all these out of the way. So fire team. Surtur?
Looking for a strong team.
Okay,
is one
Curry.
without- What is
Wolfguard. How do they apply heat? I should probably look at that. The final shot also applies heat infliction. Target has active combustion. Ooh. Okay, wait, no, I think that's fine. Because it's not eating the heat infliction, it's eating the combustion. Which I don't think... Does Surtur do anything? Oh, fuck. Lavatine? Do anything... to... Or... Fuck, how'd she say it? Lava... It was lava something, right?
You finally remember something?
Where was it?
Why are you idling here? Come on. Here you. See, looking for me? I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them. I don't Lavatane? Yeah.
Lavatane. Lavatane. Okay,
A
Lavatane.
strong team is one without any.
Shit. Where the fuck is my cursor? Okay. She does physical. So this just applies heat infliction, that's fine. It's just her skill. Combo trigger does not. But she recovers SP, which is good. She's a Vanguard, right? SP recovery, heat infliction. So I feel like she's definitely should be on the team. Oh, I also realized... I feel like a fucking idiot. She's Japanese. She's a Shiba Inu. She's not... I saw her little tail and I was thinking of like corgis who have little tails, but they're more like little stubs, right? Rather than... This increased my SP recovery? That's sick. Rather than like her little curled tail, which is definitely a Shiba Inu. I just kind of... I got her race wrong twice. Whoops. Well, I got it wrong 1.5 times-ish, but whatever. Sorry about that. I'm a fucking idiot. So yes, this consumes it. And I'm not sure Lavatane does. When an arts infliction of any kind. So what specifically is arts infliction? So heat infliction, it's not an actual arts reaction. Arts infliction, and then you need 2 different arts inflictions to make an arts reaction. And this does heat damage and heat infliction. So now that he interacts with electrification, I kind of is pointing me back to Perlica. But he does also work with combustion. So I could just always do someone else's. And just Perlica lets me do like fire lightning. Instead of light or whatever element fire. Going. So yeah, maybe Perlica.
Distract them, disable them.
But that's like him doing more damage. I care about him doing more damage? Probably. Is it bad to have 2 DPSs? Oh shit. I don't see anything about these inflicting heat damage. This forcibly applies combustion. So that's when you should use this skill. In Scorching Fangs. Scorching Fangs while active. Wolfgang gains heat damage dealt plus 20%. And I have the potential, which means that gives it... I just saw it says it gives it to everyone. Yeah, it gives it to everyone with 50% of its effect, but that's still good. So the last question, and I only have enough mushrooms for one other character.
No.
So who do I want to use it on? Ooh, will I run out of this? I think I might. Oh yeah.
Truly desperate.
Like this. I think I can go get some more.
Where are we headed?
Oh, she does electricity. What do you do? Damage dealer? The fuck do you do again? Use them there. Pulling back all thunder lances. Towards herself. That sounds like I have to control her, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, when controlled, operator performs a final strike. On a target with active electric infliction. I don't know how finicky that is when I'm not controlling her. And she specifically wants electrification. Sounds a... You're like, Wolfguard wants electrification or combustion. She wants specifically electrification. You're a DPS. You're probably the better DPS, but I can maybe use him if someone's like... I don't know. I kind of like her on the team. She does AoE too. Get electric infliction on a lot of people all at once. Again, like I could maybe... It's like I like a DPS and like a sub DPS to also put thing, like a support. And like I could do another support healing. But I feel like if you're just good,
And ready to go.
like we just get good enough. You don't need a healer, right?
Much appreciated, Administrator. I shall carry on with greater effort.
That's my thought. Just don't get hit, idiot.
For it is our wish to witness your return.
And I like Perlica. So I think I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Perlica. So that means I gotta work on the weapons for that team, which is what I'll do.
I hear Orignium singing.
Let's do Lavitane, Bucket Curry, Wolfguard, Perlica, where are you? Oh, I'm literally on her, okay.
A team assignment. Capito. I'll do what needs to be done.
Looks good. Whoa, that's kind of sick. Okay. Sick. So this puts heat, right? It also consumes heat. This is turned into the team building episode.
You're not one of them.
This gives Melting Flame. It just gives her unique thing. Melting Flame. Okay. I need to get like a notepad and paper out just so I can write all this down and look at it on like one place without having to like, you know, toggle between all this shit and lose track of it in between toggling back and forth. So that all this does is just heat damage and heat infliction. Become stagger, hits a stagger node. So the combo trigger only works with staggered. Or it's a stagger node. But I don't have anyone that does stagger, huh?
Operator Prolica, standing by.
Is there an elemental character? Well, stagger.
Still waiting for something?
Okay.
Come on, let me do something for Enfield.
I was gonna say, I thought stagger was a physical thing, but that's called like something else, right? Because stagger is the actual bar. Yeah, I got a bunch of this shit.
Get a new assignment.
So that's not a physical thing, right?
For something?
That's called crush. Or
Over here, Edmund.
vulnerable. Vulnerable, crush.
Still wait. Operator Prolica.
Not stagger. Stagger is the actual bar underneath them.
Come on.
Okay, never
let me
mind.
do
I thought that
something
would
for
require a
Enfield.
physical character. Fires 3 rallying flares. Each firing recovers some SP. So all that does is recover SP.
Come on, let me do something for Enfield.
Recovers SP. Okay. Applies heat, recovers SP, recovers SP. Got it.
Get a new assignment.
Okay. Applies heat, potentially do big damage. Applies heat. Applies combustion. Whenever he applies combustion, extra damage. So kind of whenever he ults, or
Operator Prolica, standing by.
I feel like because she'll probably activate stuff more with her combo trigger. Like, there's an ideal rotation, right? All the time. It's probably like, do I want electrification or combustion? Probably combustion, because I think it does more damage.
Get a new
I think Wolfguard will do more damage, right? And he'll give heat damage to the rest of my team, plus 10%. Basically to Levitain. So I think I'd probably want to do combustion. Which means I would want to start off with like
Standing by.
just her using her skill. Or combo skill. To put up electric infliction on. Wait, does this do?
Standing by.
This doesn't even do electric infliction. It forcibly does electrification, which is also good because that lowers, takes more art damage. Correct? Oh shit. But I know there's something. It does something different if it's forcibly applied, right? It doesn't do the extra damage from having double electric. Okay. That's what the doubles did. It doesn't do the extra damage, but it does give the more arts damage. So that's actually really good. So I probably start skill. And then, like, just whenever she gets chain off, that just extra, like, lowers their arch resistance. Is that what it's called? I was just looking at it. Takes more arts damage. So I guess it's not lowering their arch resistance, they take more arts damage. And this is just another way to put electricity on a bunch of people. Okay, okay. Yeah, so just start with her skill, like right off the bat. And then do like Akakuri, probably.
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them.
Grants 1 stack of Melting Flame. And then, would I want to do Wolfguard's skill? Or, because I only have 3 skills points, right, at the start of a fight.
Thank goodness you're not one of them.
Or would I want to start stacking up Melting Flame? Questions? Oh, she also puts combustion on. So maybe...
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them.
So maybe Smoldering Fire, because that puts combustion on everyone, and then you can do his skill. You know, I think I just never use Akakuri's skill. This is what it is.
Get a new assignment.
The thing is, do I want to proc combustion with Wolfguard or a Lavatane? That's the question.
Thank goodness
I think.
you're not one of them.
And I also want to apply a lot of heat infliction. So actually, never mind. I will be putting Akakuri's skill. When you obtain... So when it says it lasts for 20 seconds, and like say I am just sitting at 1 stack for 19 seconds. Oh, wait, no, you only get the ignores 15 heat resistance once you have all 4 stacks. Never mind. Never mind.
Come on, let me do something for Enfield.
Okay. What it is, the appropriate rotation here? I don't know.
Thank goodness you're not one of them.
What skill is it? Oh shit. Okay. She also gets it from Seethe.
Come on.
Does this hit multiple people?
I hate fools. Come on! I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them.
I think you do Perlica skill, Smoldering Fire to just get as many combustions as possible. Seethe. And that, like, if I hit 2 people, that'll be like 2 stacks of Melting Flame. And then... 2 stack, then use the combo trigger, which will give me 2 stacks of Melting Flame again. I just keep auto attacking while. How? No, wrong.
Make it quick.
Can that hit multiple people? Looks like it only hits one person.
Blood of the back.
I don't know. I don't know how much I care about. I think him inflicting fire infliction would be good. I just don't know if it's worth. Probably not worth prioritizing it over Lavatane just doing her shit. Okay. Well, anyways, I need to get more of those mushrooms. Are they here? Yeah. Were they here as well? No, that's the other one. I think I need more of those too, though. How many even are there? 2? Shit. Wait, I need more of both. Oh, that's that. That's that. Okay. Yeah, that's... Oh, there's some there too. We can run over and grab those. Okay. So that's that. That theory crafting. Then I think I'll do the weapon. Gotcha. To... Oh, where are they? Right here. They're always around the bunnies, is what I noticed. There we go. 1. I'll do the weapon. Oh, I need to open my weapon crates. Yeah, let's try fighting these guys.
Execute plan. Melting flame. Within estimates.
On it.
I got this. 2, out.
Oh wait, no, I should. So I should use his combo skill.
Hey,
Combo skill or active skill, combo skill.
don't mind me. Keep up with your tempo.
So that applies it. Yeah. So that applies it. So he still gets the bonus, and then I can still do everything with Lavatane that I need to do. Just fine. Because he can do it with his combo skill. Okay, okay. Starting to make sense. He still gets his buff from being the one that procced the combustion with his combo skill. Which means Surtur still gets the 10%, 5% buff. And then she can still do her combo skill. And active skill. And which will leave combustion on everyone for Wolfguard to then use his empowered skill. Yeah, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. And I think I just do that on repeat. Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay. And then Akakuri just stands there, giving me SP, I guess, whenever. How do I go to the weapon shop? Arsenal exchange. So I'm going to assume this is best in slot for Lavitane. I'm really trying to use that name and not Surtur. Since she said she doesn't want to be called Surtur. Forged by Witching Hour. Is that the name of a company? Special smelting process resulted in a holy red blade. The arts unit is actually a special liquefied originium that resembles the first drop of blood shed by the ice fields. Huh. This gives intellect and attack, which are the two things. Or it's intellect and strength, but attack is, I'm assuming, just goes to the attack stat. I can look at the recommended though.
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not.
I am micromanaging the fuck out of this. Switch. Recommended. What is Umbral Torch? Intellect, heat damage, infliction, covetous buildup. Heat nature damage dealt plus 8%. Night Nova. This is specifically heat damage plus 16%. Its intensity plus 25. That's like reactions and stuff, I remember, I think. It's like break effect, if I remember correctly. Force used to require at least one 6-star weapon. 8 issues to guarantee 6-star of this weapon. Got, it costs like 2,000. Got 20,000. So I could guarantee I get it. I should check and see what else, what's in my box. How do I look at my box thing? It's not the backpack, it was, where's the valuable stash? Is it here somewhere? Yes, here. Umbral Torch. That's a sword. Could Akakuri use this? Heat damage shield plus 43. It seems very good. Like... It also seems really good for Lavitane. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the math to figure out exactly which one's better. I could probably look it up right now. But it's kind of lame.
Looking for me? You finally remember something?
She uses sword, correct? Yeah, Umbral Torch. Thermite cutter. Skill recovers SP or grants the link state. Edge of Light. Plannable. This is battle skill. Okay. And what do you want? Oblivion detonation unit. Select arts. Heart rate plus 5. Nice, an arts burst. What is arts? Is arts burst a inflictions of the same elements? Ooh, yeah, I don't think I want that. Also not great, so maybe Oblivion I would want on her. Ugh, this is complicated. Cannibal and Wedge. Thermite Cutter, OBJ, Edge of Lightness. Attack plus 5%. Heat damage and electric damage plus 3%. So a max of plus 9, but will I ever reach that? I don't know. This has a max of plus 10. This just seems better. What's your main stat? Agility.
I hate.
Oh, shit.
Come on, let me do something for Endfield.
Agility, intellect. But I don't think I care what your main stats are. Since I am using you not for damage. This gives will, which is useless to her. This does give agility. So I think this is more like you want to use her as an attacker for some reason. You want to OBJ, but this is better for... because this just gives a better boost. Only 2 stacks needed, and it's whenever the skill recovers SP, which seems easier. Oh, well, no, actually, it's the same. It's plus 5% instead of plus 3%. Same duration. Okay. So, Thermite Cutter for her. What's Grand Vision used for? Oh. Originium Seal, what Inman does. No, attach Originium crystals to them. What is Originium Seal? I don't remember.
I'm ready to go.
Eccomi.
Okay.
Skills truly mastered shall be used in situations that are...
Prepped and ready to go.
Pick. do not care about your basic attacks.
Now I would just need to tune this to maximize the spoils of our victories.
I think these two first, and then ult, and then finally your basic attacks. Okay. That's fine. This was Oblivion. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to pineapple, which okay. Ooh, Thermite Cutter. Okay, I can get Thermite Cutter or Oblivion. Okay. What's this do? Can... That's an ult. And it's for the wielder. These are both for the wielder. To be honest, I'm just using Perlica for... Okay. Get this for... Yes. This is the one that gave 5%, right? Yeah. We get this Rocket Curry. And then I could get this, which seems fine. Seems actually really good for Lavatane.
You finally remember something?
But she also has the other one, Forgotten Scathe. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. I do not know which one I like more. Benefit is one is free, right? Like one is literally free. Do these things expire? I might want to use it like on someone else. I could just get a weapon. I could just purchase something with this. You can purchase 5 stars. This is 6 star. Questions. Yeah, I think I hold on to my things for now. Navigator. What do you do? Amplification of corrosion. Do not care. Right? Yeah. Nature. It seems really good. Like, it's not listed as a heist, and neither is the one on the gacha, and plus it's the one that's given to us. But am I crazy for thinking this looks really good? Next gen lightweight personal defense solution released by Raytheon Industries. The sword has a special ally that improved quite promptly amongst certain professionals. Like, the corrosion thing's not doing anything, but who cares? And what do you call it? Lavatane forcibly puts combustion on, right?
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them.
Yeah. She literally will get it every skill activation. And I don't know how the math works out on...
Looking for me? You finally remember something?
For example... Like... Heat damage dealt plus 16. Basic attack damage plus... Ooh, 75%. That's a lot. Versus... Attack plus 7... Damage dealt plus... Okay, now that I'm seeing that's basic attack plus 75%. Like, approaching near doubling the amount. Ooh. We both have intellect. This one also has heat damage. I'm really debating with myself whether, like, I want to roll down on this weapon, you know, kind of thing. So this just powers up. Oh, that's during ultimate only, though. This makes her ult go dummy. This is just whenever this is more consistent. I'll just take the Umbral Torch for now.
I'm around.
But I will be open to rolling on the weapon banner potentially.
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness you're not one of them. Nice blade. Hope it can tolerate the heat of my fire.
What the fuck is Originium Seal? I really want to know. Oh yeah, tune that shit. Hell yeah. Okay. And let's do Aka Craze too. Got a 6-star now.
Weapon. Definitely feels unique. All right, I've got to come up with fresh tactics and strategies.
Cool. Now you... I do not have a 6-star weapon for you. Is this better? Recommended were Rational Farewell, which I do have. This does heat damage, strength, no skill damage plus 10. Dice Arts Burst or Combusted. Wielder gains. And this is for the combo skill, which is what I want. We're gonna do Perlica active skill into Wolfguard's combo skill into Lavatane's everything into Wolfguard, finishing it all off with his active skill. Yeah, that's good.
Very well balanced. Grazie.
I don't know where I got these, but I'll take them. They're even, what do you call it? They even got one, pot unlock. Okay, and then for you, oh, what do I have here? Wild Wanderer. When the wielder applies electrocution, the team gains physical damage dealt and electric damage dealt. Well, that's kind of pointless for me. Akakure will be doing more damage, I guess. And Akakure and Perlica, the two people I don't care whose damage is, they'll be getting more damage. I guess it's better than nothing, but... This is also for damage. I don't really care. Stanza of Memories. That would be good. Operators whose elements differ from the wielder gain attack plus 8% for 20 seconds. I would want this one. How do I get this? Somewhere here. What was it called? Stanza of Memories? Anywhere here? Will this be different? How do I look? Well, yeah, here's the other one. I don't see any Stanza of Memories. Oh, there it is. Stanza of Memorials, sorry. 15%, 5-star, 4%, 6-star. Okay. So right now, I would really like a Stanza of Memories, but I think it's fine. What does this do? Who cares? For now, sure, why not? We'll love this. Sick. Cool. Now I gotta give him fucking gear. Shit. Okay. Alright, alright. We're slowly putting together a team.
Looking for me? You
So
finally remember something?
Gear, kit. Oh, wait, with weapons there's a essence. Yes. I forgot this was a thing. This screen allows the infusing of essences. Every essence has stats that may offer weapon skill upgrades. Infusing a weapon with the right essence will upgrade the weapon skill level. What? Essence names are indicated with the weapon skills they enhance. Intellect boost +2. Okay. The preview of weapon skill effects after infusing their essence. Oh. So I only have one that I can equip. I don't even know where the fuck you get these. Okay. I'll infuse that. Sure. Okay. Armor. I have not, like, messed around with this system at all. And it looks like I can't look at it from here. Different automatic, just different HP. Okay. Kit 1. What the fuck is a kit? I have no idea. Anyways, I guess let's look at weapon essences. Anything we can put in this one? Low +1. Oh, it's the first part. The gain boost. medicant, whatever medicant is. Crusher. Suppression. Critical rate. Inspiring. This brings up to plus 6%. That's sick. Okay. Nothing for Rational Farewell. I didn't change her fucking weapon.
Time to come up with optimum tactics for wielding this weapon.
It changed their weapons though, right? Yes. Sure, electric damage dealt. I mean, I don't not care about her damage since I will be using her skill. Just not generally what I'm bringing her for. How do I look at crafting gear again? No, there we go. Then gear assembly. If I just make the best gear, well, I can't. First of all, I don't have barium. I do have lots of discs though, so I can make this whole gear. That. That'll skill damage. I could just make 4 of these. Damage reduction. Can't make this. Are these good? Critical rate? Like, that seems bad. And there's no gear set effects. There's, like, non-set gear not really worth it. I think I'm just gonna make 4 of these. Can I make more than one at a time? No? Make 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. We put that on everyone.
A strong team is one without any weak links. Fits me just right. I'll be sure to send my feedback to the arsenal soon.
Armed to the teeth. A very wise decision.
All right. Looking good, feeling nice and protected. All right, and I think that's it for my team building. Let's go try fighting something. How do I get to the place to see what I want to fight? I've seen it once before. Oh yeah, ammo this. Thank you. Index, yes. I feel like this guy's gonna have a lot of heat resistance. Space weapon XP, weapon tune. Promotions. What is this? Proto disc. Promotes operators to E1 or E2. Okay. You know what? Sure, let's do this. Let's try this level 40.
Are we setting off now?
Okay. I did not read what the thing was. I realized just now. So, hey. This. This. Oh. What? Shouldn't I have another skill point? I only used 2 skills. Oh.
Target locked. Fire. Consume. Beautifully done.
Oh shit. I can't dodge for shit. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to do her skill. She jumped so far back. Oh, that's what that skill was. I see.
We are getting there.
I have a thing for how many stacks I have next to her health bar and stuff. Whatever those stacks are called. Nice. Let's do more of that. Do operator XP.
Whatever comes next, better be memorable.
I think I want to swap the team around. Because I'm used to having Perlica like on 3, which is what confused me there. I accidentally used Wolfguard's thing thinking it was Perlica's just because of like the normal team I was using. Oh, cool.
Engaging. Stay safe, team.
Don't mind me. I'll keep up with
I think I put... Yeah, okay. Oh shit, whatever. Alright, we got full stacks of melting flame, or whatever the melting metal, whatever it's called. Yes. The extra follow-up. Alright. Yeah, let's just do all the 40s so I can spend some stamina and actually get a feel for using this team that I just spent so long making. Really? No way get to that really fast from here. There it is, Operation Heal.
Command is yours.
Okay. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom.
A team assignment. Capito.
There we go. that way my brain understands best.
Engaging. Stay safe, team.
Let's go. I have total faith in you. Target locked. Stand down. Incinerate. Be consumed.
Yeah, you ate the electrocution stack, that's cool.
Sterilize this area.
None shall live.
That's sick.
Victory goes without saying.
We won. That's what matters.
And now that now that I'm on like within like the first week of playing the game, I have an actual team made. I kind of care about not being at max stamina all the time.
Prepped and primed. Let's hit it, team.
Yep. What about hitting with finishers? It sounds like.
Stay safe, team.
Let's go. I have total faith in you.
I still sometimes do that.
Your end is done!
So that automatically, oh, nice. Oh, empowered.
Just as I predicted.
Guess I'll join your celebrations.
Empowered active skill during ult goes crazy. Okay. So I noticed, like, I used Perlica combo skill to forcibly put electrocution on a guy just because it was on cooldown and I could do it. And then when I used Wolfguard's active skill, it looked like instead of using it on the guy I was attacking, it instead used it on the person because I had swapped who I was attacking. It looked like it instead prioritized throwing, like, using his active skill on the electrocuted guy, which is cool if true. I think I would prefer it to do that, honestly. That could be really... I could see instances where that could be really annoying doing what I don't want it to do. And maybe it didn't do that, and I'm imagining it, but I think that's what it did. Okay. Now, some things to look at. Oh, yeah, I did find this. Celestial Observatory log. I think that was from like a Rhine thing. It mentions Rhine something here every now and then. So that's cool. This, I did want to read some of these though. Terra. Terra is a distant planet, the home of the present civilization of Talos II. Yet the relationship between the two worlds is profoundly complex. In the distant past, the ancestor of Terran civilization, originally inhabited Talos 2. Later venturing to Terra, where they built a... Oh wait, I think I've read this. Yes, I've read this one before. Okay, Originium. Originium is an energy-rich crystalline mineral. It was first brought to Talos 2 by the arriving Terrans. Great. I feel so sad about that. Originium exists in multiple distinct forms, serving as humanity's most vital natural energy source and industrial material. With its exceptionally high energy density, it can be directly combusted to release power for immediate use or undergo various refinement processes for specialized applications. When originium expends its vast internal energy, it leaves no residue like ordinary combustibles. Instead, it gradually breaks down into fine particle dust, a transformation known as originium activation. Though this activated state carries the risk of spreading oropathy, such dangers have been effectively contained within Talos 2's controlled environments. This is a disaster. This is a disaster waiting to happen. It's so bad. Oh... I mean, or you could read it as like a nuclear energy parallel where... But I feel like this shit's so much more dangerous than nuclear radiation. Like shit has to go so wrong for like a nuclear reactor to fuck up. Which is fucked up that it's happened like, what, 3 times? But things really have to go wrong. And like... Okay, I'm not gonna say any more on that. But... Originium and oropathy, oh, I don't... Like, it spirals so fast. I don't know about this, man. The energy released by originium can be converted through multiple pathways into thermal energy. And, like, it infects the Earth, too. This planet's already fucked. It's got originium on it now. We're mining it from the ground, which means it's already in the ground. Oh, God. It's an invasive species. The energy released by originium can be converted through multiple pathways into thermal energy in every other known form of power. The unique property known as originium adaptability has cemented its irreplaceable role within human economic systems. Great. One of Terra's 3 first originium fragments was transported to Talos 2, becoming the progenitor of all originium on this world. Ugh. Is that the big triangle? This proliferation is made possible by the mineral's natural growth. I don't know what the first originium is supposed to mean. I don't know if that's an Arknights thing or just we're learning about it now in Endfield. I don't know. 3 first originium fragments? I have no idea what that means. A key visual of the United Workers Syndicates of Talos 2 involves cultivating originium clusters across the surface of Talos 2 to ensure the sustainable harvesting of its vital resource. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. A relative recent discovery revealed that originium was artificially created as an information carrier. Okay, from Mass's Travels, that's what I got. And that's what was like heavily implied during lots of chapters like 6, 7, 8 and stuff. And, you know, other events and whatnot. It possesses the capacity to reshape its surrounding environment and even influence the course of biological evolution. The true intention of originium's creators toward Terran civilization remain unclear. Yeah, that's Arknights' main story. What can be stated with certainty is that separating humanity from originium has become, by every measure, an impossibility. We fucked up. Calcit, we fucked up. We fucked up so bad. Calcit. Oh. Shit. Like, if you're infected, right? Like that little girl or whatever, the few Endfield operators we have that are infected, they have to take medicine for the rest of their lives, right? Like, it's never truly, like, benign. If they don't take their medication, then, like, if they somehow lose it or are not able to get it anymore, then the origin could get worse. Like, the oropathy could get worse, right? And that's what I was saying, like, with the little girl, like, in the refugee camp. I understand that, like, she should be moved away. I understand that this is, like, sort of how we started getting, you know, segregated, infected camps and stuff in Arknights. But, like, our body's gonna fucking explode. Like, if we didn't come there in time with a cure, and I think our empathy, like, accelerates and, you know, progresses at different rates depending on the individual and, like, their current infection in their body and stuff. But, like, if we didn't show up or their empathy advanced further with her, I don't even know how long she had it. Like, her body could have fucking exploded into active originium, into, like, microscopic dust, and infected everyone in the refugee camp. I know there's like 5 people there, but I think it's implied that there were more people there. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, and no one was taking it seriously. I feel crazy. I don't know if this game's gaslighting me or if they're fucking cooking, and they're trying to lull me into a false sense of security, only to that, like, exact scenario I just pitched is gonna happen, and it's gonna be fucked. Either that, or, like, this game is just a much lighthearted tone and they're just kind of hand-waving it off, like, oh, you know, it's fine. But I don't trust that. I really don't. I really don't. This shit's gonna get... This is... I really feel like this shit's gonna spiral. And, like, do we remember the opening, right, of this game? The North Pole or whatever, and there's that giant Originium pyramid triangle. I don't know. But we were still using... Then there's something about aether energy. I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay, I don't know. I just know that oripathy makes me extremely uncomfortable. Originium Arts. Originium Arts represents humanity's methodology for channeling the energy within Originium through specific techniques, directing it into defined forms to achieve particular purposes. During the dawn of Terran civilization, humans discovered their profound connection with Originium. They learned that in Originium-rich environments, they could manifest various natural phenomena through sheer will, flames springing from palms, frost forming from breath, lightning answering their gaze. These primal techniques became the first Originium arts. As civilization advanced, people developed specialized methods to process Originium for enhanced Originium arts. The devices created through these techniques became known as Arts Unit. Those who primarily rely on such instruments to practice Originium arts earn the designation of casters. Later discoveries revealed that every individual possesses an innate affinity for specific types of Originium arts and their mastery levels, a phenomenon termed Originium art uniqueness. This inherent nature demonstrates the human capacity for channeling these arts varies fundamentally from birth. To bridge these natural disparities and harness the benefits of Originium arts more efficiently, humanity developed technology to encapsulate these arts within crystalline units, releasing them through mechanical systems. These innovations, known as encapsulated casting units, transformed Originium arts into standardized technology and paved the way for the explosive growth of Originium industry. On Talos 2, humanity continues to reap the conveniences born from this revolutionary development. So, this is some kind of 3D printing Originium arts that we're using? I don't know. Oh, Cosmic Gate. Oh, okay, I was asking about this before. I think we read the Terra one. Cosmic Gates represent a classification of precursor transportation infrastructure whose operational principles remain only partially understood by contemporary science. On Terra, these structures were positioned at both the northern and southern extremities of the planet's major continents. I feel like I'm learning so much Arknights lore myself. What the fuck? Talos 2, by contrast, possesses only one confirmed Cosmic Gate, located at its northern polar region. Is that where the demons come from? When discovered by humanity, both cosmic gates on Terra were found in states of severe damage. Through immense effort, researchers managed to restore the less damaged northern structure, commonly known as the Sami... Oh, the Sami Cosmic Gate. Well, I just was talking about how I didn't know anything about Sami lore. Exploration revealed it led to what was initially termed subspace. Though this has since been determined not to be a true aether side, after countless attempts and sacrifices, following the reactivation of the precursor celestial calculation and measurement device known as the Celestial Fulcrum within Terra's home star system, humanity finally identified the Cosmic Gate's paired counterpart. They activated the fucking mass relay without knowing where it would go. This breakthrough allowed the first steps onto the soil of Talos II. During the colonization of Talos II, humanity exercised deliberate caution by refraining from any modification to the planet's cosmic gate. This prudent approach meant no additional cosmic gates were discovered in the process. However, scientists across the civilization band widely maintain that other cosmic gates must exist within Talos II's star system. This is fucking Mass Effect. Okay, this vital passage between Terra and Talos II, I mean, warp gates aren't necessarily a Mass Effect unique sci-fi idea, but it's the first one I came across, you know, when I was 12, 13, so it's what I'm gonna refer to. The vital passage between Terra and Talos II remained operational for 5 years until the outbreak of the First Agaloy War, when humanity lost access to the Talos II Cosmic Gate. Today, the Talos II Cosmic Gate lies shrouded beneath the aurora of Talos II, beyond the reach of human activity. Its current condition, along with the status of Terra on the other side, has become inaccessible to human knowledge. So we're completely cut off from Terra. How long ago? Because we got reports from Rhodes Island, right? It seemed like we were in pretty active talks with Rhodes Island back and forth. But it was only active for 5 years? Huh. How long has it been since the First Agaloy War? We read about that with, what's-her-face? The Quarry. The hero of the Quarry or whatever. The First Agaloy... Okay, there we go. The First Agaloy War refers to the decade-long conflict spanning from Telosian calendar year 5 to 15. Fought between humanity and hostile forces primarily composed of Agaloy. Historical records predating Telosian calendar year 142 document this conflict simply as the Agaloy War, referencing the same engagement. What? What? Hold on. What? Year 5... Telosian calendar year 5 to 15. That makes sense. Historical records predating the Telosian calendar. Oh, this is... So this is before we came up with like a standardized Telosian calendar. Okay. So this is like... What's the year system we use in Terra? I have no idea. So was this like year 142 of like Terran calendar or whatever? I feel like we're much further than year 142 on Terra, but whatever was used before the Telosian calendar. So, and knowing that the gate was open for 5 years, I'm going to assume Terrans were on Talos for only... was like year 0, whatever. Year 1, I don't know how... I don't actually know how that works, but I've actually wondered that, but I've never, like, Googled it. I should probably do that at some point. The war divides into 2 distinct phases, separated by pivotal events of Telosian calendar year 11. The war's initial phase was marked by catastrophic disasters caused by the Agaloy and widespread chaos among human forces. Within the first 24 hours of the conflict, suddenly emerging anchor points allowed massive Agaloy swarms to overwhelm and obliterate humanity's earliest cities around the northern cosmic gate, Talos II's inaugural city. They seized complete control of the polar region, potentially triggering the phenomenon known as the Aurora of Talos II. Through means that remain unknown, the subsequent 6 years saw surviving human populations driven southward under relentless Agaloy pressure. So that's why humanity moved south. So that makes sense that, like, the first major city and civilization would be around the gate connecting Terra and Talos II, right? But the Agaloy completely took control of that and the gate, and, like, probably, who knows what the status of it is. Right. Does it say it's destroyed? No, it just says it, yeah, is become inaccessible to human knowledge. We have no idea what the Cosmic Gate is like right now. Oh, that's cool art I just noticed too. I don't know how useful those trenches are, but but then they were forced south by the Agaloy, like further and further away from the Cosmic Gate, and where the Agaloy have, like, made this their stronghold deep within the Arctic. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting lore to know the situation that we're in. Okay. How the fuck did we get that giant star base up there? That space station. The Zhang or whatever. The subsequent 6 years, yeah. Progressively losing technological capabilities throughout their forced migration. So we just, yeah, like, you can't stop to, like, repair things or, like, regather yourself in, like, technology and whatnot. I could totally see that. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. That's cool world building. I like that. By Telosian calendar year 11, the current administrator had assisted the remaining... Okay, the current administrator had assisted the remaining human factions... I mean, not me, but you know what I mean. In reorganizing their forces, enabling effective resistance against the Agaloy incursions. This marked the transition to the war's latter phase. Okay, is when humanity fought back, the counterattack. Following a major military campaign in Talos Year 15, Agaloy activities in southern regions were finally contained. Significant events during this period include Sami the Farinmut joining the Agaloy War. Ooh, the fuck? The Wild Hunt Uprising. That sounds cool as fuck. I like Wild Hunt anything. Initiated by Sami's followers. And founding of the Order of Steel Oath. Okay, we got some factions happening here. The fucking Brotherhood of Steel apparently happened. For humanity, major Agaloy disasters and combat operations concluded by the end of Telosian calendar year 15. Consequently, some regard this year as the war's official end. Others maintain that the conflict truly reached its conclusion only with the establishment of the civilization band in Telosian calendar year 17. Okay, when do we come into play? Like, what's the current year? What's current year? If you were in a coma for 10 years, is it year 27? Or is it year fucking 700? I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm gonna guess like 2730 or something, or maybe 50, I don't know. The civilization band designates the collective human societies operating under the framework of the Band Accord, hereinafter referred to as the Accord, adhering to its established statutes and regulations. But this is interesting. Okay. So we kind of arose as a war hero. Are we the fucking Doctor? I know that's been a theory, but I don't... I kind of like the two characters being separate, but the current administrator had assisted the remaining human factions in reorganizing their forces. Okay, that's interesting. I really want more about that. I want to know what happened exactly. Like what this very broad sentence. But yeah, we kind of rose to prominence during a war for survival. I can stomach the Enman glazing a little bit more knowing that. I wish they found some way to include that, because like how much everyone just praises you off the bat, like it did upset me a little bit. Like it's kind of annoying. The civilization band designates the collective human societies operating under the framework of the Band Accord, hereinafter referred to as the Accord, adhering to its established statutes and regulations. The civilization band comprises various size factions, coalitions, and organizations, bound by Accord restrictions. It does not accept self-declared nation-states as members. Factions, coalitions, and organizations. So it could be like lots of different things, like just an organization of all different sizes. But yeah, you can't just declare yourself a nation state. Using the Accord as its, for them to recognize you anyways, using the Accord as its foundational framework, it promotes technological specialization and autonomy among members, sustains humanity's basic survival on Talos 2, and strives for human self-actualization on this world. Individuals possessing civilization band recognized status who reside within territories administered by its constituent factions and organizations are designated band residents. This group constitutes over 90% of Talos 2's population. Makes sense. I think you would genuinely want to try and maintain civilization in the comforts that it brings. The three largest factions within the civilization band are the United Workers Syndicates of Talos 2. Okay, the Workers Union. Makes sense. The Talos 2 General Chamber of Commerce. Okay, that's the TGCC. I don't like hearing the General Chamber of Commerce has returned. Fucking Kashmir's events. And the affiliated Hongshun Academy of Sciences in Tianxi. I'm pronouncing that wrong, I know. I've forgotten how to pronounce it though. Bureau of Great Yan, known as HAS. So Yan is kind of leading the sciences in Terra. I mean, Talos. Talos 2. Unlike it felt like it was much more Columbia and, you know, Ryan Labs. These three entities collectively hold the designation of unshakable members of the Band Accord, abbreviated as U3. Oh, great. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. They are widely recognized as the Major Three, or the Big Three. Endfield Industries also stands as a significant member of the Civilization Band. For convenience and to maintain neutrality, Zhang houses dedicated conference facilities where band members conduct general discussions regarding Accord amendments and other collective matters. The Zhang houses dedicated conference facilities. The Zhang houses, as in a verb, not a... Okay. Dedicated not a place. Dedicated conference facilities where band members conduct general discussions. So having them on the space station, that kind of makes sense. Oh, they'd have them like a fucking... like fucking Zila. Alright. Zeroth directive. Ooh, tell me. Confirming progress. Progress 1. Progress 1 progress condition met. Confirming authority level. Authority level 8. Authority conditions met. Awaken. Confirming progress. Progress 2. Progress conditions met. Confirming authority level. Authority level 8. Authority conditions met. Awaken. Accepted. Okay. Right, hub base. That base serves as a crucial facility for Endfield Industries, dedicated to automated industry complex research and automated industry equipment manufacture. Approximately 2 decades ago, okay, that's quite a bit ago, the UWST eliminated the giant Agalos Asteron that assaulted Valley 4. Though at grievous cost, the conflict left regional development paralyzed. creating an urgent need for economic revitalization. This timing coincided with Enfield Industries seeking a location with strategic accessibility and open terrain suitable for automated industry complex development. The mutual needs led to a natural partnership, resulting in a renewable 10-year lease agreement. Construction of the hub base commenced shortly thereafter. The hub base carries the critical mission of advancing automated industrial complex development. Since its establishment, it has efficiently completed research and implementation of numerous projects, including industrial equipment, miniaturization, flexible device deployment, and protocol control systems. While Enfield Industries maintains similar facilities across Talos 2, any quantified assessment of the company's technological progress over the past 2 decades would undoubtedly rank the hub base as its foremost contributor. Okay. I just need to reread a couple parts of this. So we have a renewable 10-year lease agreement with the UWST. I would like to know what the structure of the UWST and its members and who runs it, what their political goals are and stuff. They sound interesting, and since we work closely with them and we've seen a lot of members of it, I would like to see the distinct differences between UWST and Enfield Industries, because right now they kind of seem almost indistinguishable until someone says oh, actually I'm a part of this. I'm like, okay, but you know. Dense Stacks. Okay, Dense Stacks serve as the signature battlefield installation of the Bone Crusher clan. During the era when the Landbreakers remain united, the warlord Jacob ruled over them. This former hero, yeah, we heard about him, who had turned his back on the civilization band, brought forth a witchcraft device known as the Den Stack from Seska. Okay, we've heard about that before. That's what Lavatane had a dialogue about. Is that a sarcasm thing? The Den Stack absorbs blight and disperses them in mist form. The warlord Jacob. I would like to know more about this Jacob guy. Because, why turn his back on the civilization band? And that's my major concern with the Landbreakers and how they're present. I mean, they're not. Luckily, we have the pack, and we have the Bone Crushers, who are just pure evil, just on drugs or something. But Arknights typically has more nuanced writing and gets more to the core of these deep social issues rather than just portraying we're nice good guys doing good things fighting the gross bad evil people. So I'd like to understand more of the history and how perhaps the Bone Crushers ended up this way. I'm glad that not all Landbreakers, people who are not part of the... Calling them Landbreakers, that's already kind of a heavy term, it feels like. But I'm curious as to why they started. Why they joined under this Jacob guy. Why they left the civilization band. Left all the, amenities and stuff that come with civilization, which is normally pretty hard for people to leave behind. And it seems like a seemingly large... I mean, 90% of the population is still with the civilization band, but 10% Landbreakers or something around that number, that's not insignificant. So I'd like to know what caused this, what happened, and hopefully it's not just we're evil now, fuck civilization, we're gonna kill all of you because you tried to tell us what to do, or some dumb shit. I don't know. I hope it's not just that. But we got again the pack it seemed to want to work with the Civilization band and with Endfield Industries. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I'm just kind of hoping that it's not as one-dimensional as it kind of seems right now, just from cliches and stuff. But it could be more than that, and I'm willing to hold out to see if Hypergryph's cooking or not. When dense stacks are erected and their haze begins to spread, all Originium-based devices within range experience significant disruption. Okay. Okay, my brain's already cooking a little bit, or like cooking up ideas a little bit in my mind. This indicates, but is not limited to drones, communication systems, and transport vehicles. Following the Landbreakers fragmentation, the most violent remnant faction, the Bone Crusher clan, inherited these devices. They deploy them as strategic installations to conceal raids and plundering operations. The appearance of multiple dense stacks often signals the clan's preparation for large-scale assaults on surrounding areas. Following Neferith's modifications, yeah, I don't know who the fuck Neferith is, but she clearly has an opinion on us. The contemporary dense stack now enhances the combat capabilities of Bone Crushers operating within its influence zone. So she drugs them up. However, when ordinary individuals inhale its haze, they experience significant physical discomfort, beginning from the respiratory tract, with some developing auditory and visual hallucinate. Yeah, she drugs them up. Hallucinations. Okay, so the fact that it disrupts Originium is interesting. Is that part of why they left? Did they not want to be a part of Civilization, like, built off of Originium? Because I could respect that. Like, of all the reasons to maybe leave Civilization, to leave specifically, like, Originium-based Civilization, I could kind of understand that. Like, maybe people who remember Oripathy and all the horrors of that shit. And maybe Edmund is, like, fucking priestess or something. Yeah, Edmund's not doctor, the priestess. And just is, like, pushing Originium really hard. From what I've gathered, from what I've seen about stuff. I've tried to avoid main story spoilers, but I'm pretty sure that's what Priestess is all about, especially looking at Masses Travels that I did read all of. Yeah, interesting. Okay, like, that's just a random idea I had. I'm not even really want to call it a theory, but that's just like one explanation right there where I could give for like why the Landbreakers would want to leave Civilization, the Civilization ban, you know. Operate the Hero. I did read this one. Pelosian calendar, year 75. So it's been a long time. Year 75? We came about on stage on year 11. So I'm gonna say year 75 was when she beat sacrificed herself. So maybe it's been 20 years since it's, because it says it's been 2 decades ago UWST eliminated the giant Agalosasteron, and she gave her life during the Agaloy assault in year 75. It doesn't say anywhere here Steron. I'm gonna guess these are around the same time, so maybe it's like year 95, maybe year 100-ish. Okay, so it's a long time. You've nearly like a 100-year history on this planet. Talos 2 is a natural satellite of the gas giant named Talos. Frontiers mates from Terra reopened the cosmic gate and first stepped foot upon this moon 152 years ago. Okay, it's only been 152 years. And if it's only been like 100 years, it's been like 100 years probably since we lost, 90 to 100 years since we lost connection with Terra. Damn. So that means we've been like we've been without Terra longer than we were connected. Oh wait, no, well, no, they stepped on this moon 152 years ago. Wait, so that means it's year 152. I'm fucking stupid. Sorry, I got kind of lost in my other thoughts for a bit. then I started to going like, okay, then that means the math. Then I realized that I was missing a number, and I realized that, yeah, that meant it's probably year 152 now. Okay. Talos 2 has a nitrogen-rich atmosphere, enough oxygen for life, and sufficient greenhouse gases to keep it warm. However, the alien sun and the massive gas giant that looms in the skies are constant reminders for the pioneers and the countless light years that exist between their current location and their distant homes. Unfortunately, the great mountain ranges, crisscrossing river systems, and rich vegetation cover nurtured a rather resilient biosphere. After the cosmic gate collapsed, the Terrans survived on Talos 2 for well over a century. Natural resources have been essential to supporting the livelihood of local populations. For generations, the stranded Terrans and their descendants built and expanded various outposts and towns across this world and created new footholds for civilization. According to astronomical observations, there are an undisclosed number of natural satellites besides Talos 2 orbiting around the gas giant, but only the latter is habitable. So, okay, hold on, let me finish reading this. Given the unique position of Talos 2 in the star system, as well as the presence of the cosmic gate, we have reasons to believe that this habitable environment was not a coincidental gift of the universe. So, like, yeah, the precursors probably built different gates to different, possibly inhabitable planets, or moons, whatever, celestial body, that civilization and, you know, humanity could take root on. For what fucking reason? I don't know. Probably some sick experiment of some kind. I don't know. So, yeah, okay, what I was gonna ask is, did, like, a branch office of, is the Rhodes Island that they're referring to in this game, like a branch office of Rhodes Island that got cut off, like, 150 years ago, and they've just been doing their own thing, separate from the main Terran Rhodes Island? Because, like, I could imagine that, I could see that, and maybe that's why this Rhodes Island, I'm like, shouldn't they have more problems with Originium? I don't know. Okay, here's a crazy theory. Administrator, why do you use more Originium for, you know, development purposes? And like Rhodes Island and a lot of Terrans didn't like that. So, maybe the administrator was kind of in on getting the Agloy, whatever the fuck the Agloy are, on, what do you call it, closing the cosmic gate to stop the the negative, the press from using Originium. I don't know. This is stupid, but, you know, something like that. Only to then rallying against the Agaloy. Yeah, it makes no sense, but just like other thoughts now coming into my head through all of this. Endfield Industries is an independent company that primarily focuses on providing pioneering industrial technologies and services. The Endfield vision is to build and expand into the frontiers of the Talos 2. When the first scientific survey teams arrived at Talos 2, Rhodes Island and its other partners jointly founded Endfield Industries to serve as their think tank and forward prospector. Oh fuck, we have we have blood. We can trace back our blood lineage to Rhodes Island. Ah, shit. Okay, never mind. I mean, that wasn't a serious theory anyways, but we are the branch office of Rhodes Island. And what's the Rhodes Island they're referring to? Is there still a main Rhodes Island? I mean, it would have to be cut off from Terra, Rhodes Island. I don't assume they moved Rhodes Island, the land ship, through the gate 150 years ago. I mean, they could have, maybe. It sounds crazy. So in which case, they're maybe Rhodes Island is just driving around somewhere through the civilization band. But The administrator led numerous Enfield geological survey teams and generated detailed maps for numerous frontier regions. After the link between Talos 2 and Terra was severed, the frontiersmates of the New World were forced to face the threats posed by the Agaloy and the Blight on their own. Okay, I still don't know what the Blight is. Enfield thus stepped to the forefront and continued to do so till this very day. Enfield became an integral part of the future of Talos 2 due to its novel technology such as protocol originium teleportation, automated industrial complex, controlled originium distribution, and OMV Dejang, and the only orbital vehicle of Talos 2. Okay, we had lots of one-ups on everyone else. As dangers emerged to threaten the budding civilization of the New World, Enfield once again initiated its journey to expand the frontiers. Okay. We are pioneering, essentially. As far as I know of, there's been no mention of, like, other indigenous, like, life forms other than, like, plants. So, that doesn't sound like we're colonizing, you know, other sentient beings and stuff. At the very least, we got that. And I feel like Hypergryph would be aware enough to realize that. Okay, United Workers Syndicate of Talos 2. The United Workers Syndicates of Talos 2, UWSD, is the largest union of self-governing worker syndicates on Talos 2. It believes in the guiding law where quantitative change will transform into qualitative change. Oh, Jesus Christ. Their base. The UWST is the manufacturer of most industrial and mining machinery. Facilities and tools used on the planet. It is also the undisputed leader of raw materials and resource reproduction in the New World. Are they based? I don't know. Let me see. The history of the UWST dates back to the Age of Terra. UWST crewmates actively participated in the frontiering of Talos 2 and were the very first organization to reach the New World. UWST provided detailed and professional work planning as well as brutish yet extremely powerful fleets of machinery that were essential and instrumental during the early phase of expansions across Talos 2 and the rebuilding after the First Agaloy War. The UWST today seems hampered by its ever-growing yet inflexible organization, but they continue to cling to the UW spirit. The United Workers symbolize humanity's construction and expansion efforts. With the support of precision logistics from the Talos 2 General Chamber of Commerce and the powerful new technologies provided by the Hongshan Academy of Sciences, the UWST continues to churn out the forward base, one forward base after another, from the gargantuan yards of the industrial mothership. Matt Gorodov. Oh, that's cool. Industrial mothership. After all, the UWST is the engine that drives the expansion of the human frontier. Of logistics from the General Chamber of Commerce. So yeah, they control like the banks and production lines, I'm assuming, and like trade stuff, and HAS new technology and stuff, while the UWST actually does the actual, you know, leg work, hands-on work of doing this. And then Endfield is just like a super specialized how big is Endfield? Like, I know I can see how these three, the big three, interact with each other. It's hard for me to picture exactly how Endfield fits into all those three, but I'm sure since we represent Endfield, we'll find out more about that as we play the game. The Hongshan Academy of Sciences is the largest and most professional integrated R&D institution of Talos 2. While the HAS continues to feed almost the entirety of the civilization band and enrich the breadbaskets of the planet, it also made rapid and tremendous progress in various fields of emerging sciences. The foundation of the HAS was laid down by a surveillance team from Yan dispatched to Talos 2. During the few short hours after the First Agaloy War broke out, these shit, how do you pronounce this? Tianqis had the chance to return to Terra via the Cosmic Gate, but they chose to stay and join the battle. Well, they had a choice. Okay, interesting. This decision resulted in them and their descendants being stranded on Talos 2 with other scientific surveyors and pioneers. Since these Tianqis treated themselves as representatives of the Tianqi Bureau, the Hongshan's crater, discovered afterwards, was bequeathed to these Tianqis to serve as the site of their new bureau. Since the crater was extremely habitable, large scientific complexes and hydroponic facilities were built in this area. The region formally registered as the Hongshan Academy of Sciences days before the signing of the Band Accord. To date, the HAS continues to call itself an R&D institution of Yan and govern its territories as such. So it's kind of continuing on the Yan legacy. Who knows what Yan looks like these days, though? Occasionally, the HAS would receive criticism for its extremely strict standards of admissions and chronic shortage of Tianqis. However, the HAS always responded by emphasizing its compliance with the provisions of the Bank Accord. Given such commitment to the quality, professionalism, and skills of its graduates, the most people of Talos 2 have great respect for HAS scientists. Most, I don't know why the is there, the most people. Most people of Talos 2. The Talos 2 General Chamber of Commerce is the most influential corporate conglomerate of Talos 2. TGCC members cover every sector of manufacturing and services, ranging from leading arms manufacturers from the Age of Terra to food catering franchises with stores along the frontier, the capitalists. During the, they all probably, I don't know. During the First Agaloy War, the TGCC was in charge of maintaining the Talos Terra lifeline. Now that the war has ended, truck convoys stranded in the alien world continue to roar across the roads, making commercial economies, messenger-based courier services, and modern lifestyle possible in Talos 2. With hands tightly gripped around the steering wheel, the truckers cruised across the lands with headlights blazing, carrying containers filled with supplies and resources to link the growing camps, villages, and towns upon the new world. Though the industrial giants of Old Terra remained a dominant force, the truckers who earned the trust and respect of the Talosians during the war became masters of their own destiny, and thus they transformed into the conductors steering the great wheel of the TGCC. To date, the upper echelons of the TGCC prefer to call themselves the shadow investors and proprietors of the Civilization Band. They love the quarterly financial reports and annual meetings with their shareholders, as well as the splendorous beauty of the great cosmopolis. TGCC leaders believe the practice they have codified is sufficient in defining the present and future of Talos 2. Such confidence was essential for helping humanity endure their darkest hour, but people often forget how addictive it could be. Yep, they like money. MV Dejang is a spacecraft in geostationary orbit above Talos 2. It is the current headquarters of Endfield Industries. Humanity lost its lifeline to Terra when the Cosmic Gate collapsed and the First Agaloy War broke out. And who the fuck built this? Rhodes Island can just fucking build this? I don't know. Okay. In the moment of despair against this sudden threat, human factions that include the UWST, HAS, and TGC jointly initiated several research projects. OMV Dejang was one of them. Oh. After a series of events, Endfield Industries became part of humanity's war effort. Many rare and non-renewable tech resources were used to construct Dejang in Talosian orbit. This was a feat of technological marvel that could never be replicated. Dejang is powered by a massive core of protocol or originium. This core is responsible for keeping the master protocol system operational and supporting various subsystems that include the teleprotocol and automated industry complex. So the big, like a bunch of organizations, including the big three, came together to try and like come up with this during the Agaloy War. How the fuck did Enfield Industries end up with it? What the fuck kind of stuff did... Okay. Low Priestess. What kind of bullshit did the Endmen pull to get to be the sole person in charge of this? It sounds kind of crazy. In Talos 2, Originium remains the primary source of energy and a key material for industrial projects and the arts. The hostile environments of Talos 2 motivated scientists to achieve numerous theoretical breakthroughs. The last 150 years witnessed the release of new power generation and industrial production solutions of ever-increasing efficiency. However, Originium remains the basis for all of these advancements. The frontiersmates of the New World know very well that the most basic forms of industrial production could not be achieved without Originium boilers or Originium arts. The frontiersmates also chose to learn from the mistakes of the past and look for new solutions. The development of controlled Originium distribution, CORD, technology gave a degree of control over the growth of Originium clusters and made it possible to cultivate them in Oripathy-specific areas. CORD greatly reduced the likelihood of catastrophes in Talos 2. Additionally, long-term Oripathy treatment, or it was well received by the Talosians. You know, I'm sure maybe Terra had one of these long time ago, but preventative Oripathy shots, PORIPs, and therapeutic suppressants were also developed. The infected were no longer stigmatized in Talosian towns and villages now that treatment became readily available. Though the situation looks hopeful, Originium-related issues and challenges continue to affect the New World. Being kind of vague there. Protocol Originium, Proto-Rig, is one of the core technological marvels achieved by Enfield Industries. A network of Proto-Rig crystals was used to establish a teleprotocol network, transferring personnel and materials between two locations across great distances is no longer science fiction, nor dependent on legacy tech such as the Cosmic Gate. Shortly after arriving at Talos 2, many scientific research teams noticed the interactions between Originium and Aether technology and how said interactions affected physical phenomenon and spatial continuity. Led by the Administrator, Enfield carried out extensive research on this phenomenon, created the special protocol Originium Proto-Rig, and identified a means of utilizing multiple Proto-Rigs to create a teleprotocol network. However, the TP technology received little attention when first released, as its Proto-Rig system uses the extremely hazardous Aether, and a single trip can only move a very limited number of personnel and resources. The breaking out of the First Agaloy War changed everything. The use of both the Proto-Rig and the TP network was validated in the brutal fields of battle and secured humanity's survival. So because the Endmen had the ability to fucking teleport, they won the Agaloy War. I need to know more about Aether. How many more do I have to read? Not a lot. Okay. The automated industrial complex is one of the key technologies of Enfield Industries and represents the successful miniaturization and modularization of industrial production machinery. A small team of professionals armed with the AIC technology could quickly deploy a fully functional automated production line. The earliest design principles of the AIC were already proposed even before the frontiersmates of Talos 2 departed from Terra. The traditional approach involved moving entire city plates to relocate production lines. In contrast, portable and modular processing facilities that can be deployed according to specific needs were regarded as the next stage in the advancement of Originium industries and production. This proposal was deemed extremely suitable for the environments of Talos 2. To convert theory into reality, Enfield committed vast amounts of R&D resources, years of repeated testing, redesigns, and reiterations carried out at the joint Enfield UWST hub base, finally arrived at a build capable of satisfying most production requirements. Currently, AIC field deployment authority has been granted to the Administrator. So we finally made it a reality, like 150 years later. Just in time for us to wake up, or maybe we woke up because of it. I don't know. Valley 4 is a frontier production region chosen by the UWST. It is located along the fringes of the civilization band. So it's on the fringes of the civilization band. When the Agaloy War finally ended, humanity made plans to push the frontiers further across the world. The UWST directed its focus at Valley 4 due to the rich mineral wealth of the region. With the support of Endfield Industries, the UWST began various construction projects in Valley 4. Following the completion of various quarries, mines, and production bases, the UWST began deploying research facilities to pursue energy-related R&D projects, such as applied originium technology and the originium cultivation in Valley 4. UWST had high hopes and expectations for their Valley 4 venture. However, a disastrous accident deprived Valley 4 of its great originium oak, and the UWST became more circumspect in its future endeavors. Fortunately, Endfield has recently expanded the hub-based site in Valley 4 for carrying out techno-protocol testing and the production of protocol facilities. In essence, Endfield Investments is currently keeping the Valley 4 economy afloat. A disastrous accident deprived Valley 4 of its great originium oak. What the fuck does that mean? Were we building the fucking tree out of originium? But then a disaster happened and it made the UWST like pull out financially almost entirely. The Agalos. Oh, I read this. Yes, I read this. Landbreaker. Landbreakers usually refer to a group of armed raiders in the fringes of society who make a living by robbery or other forms of criminal violence. The concept of landbreaking is unique to Talos 2. The origins of the Landbreakers can be traced back to the 90th year after the Terrans first arrived at Talos 2. Jacob Mason, the warlord of the wilds, so this was 90 years later, named his massive bandit army the Landbreakers. The former hero of the Agaloy War occupies a large originium cultivation site. The former hero of the Agaloy War occupied a large originium cultivation site and founded the most dangerous raider organization in the history of Talos 2. So no, he occupied the originium cultivation site. Okay, so maybe not anti-originium. As a warlord, Jacob left a rather permanent mark upon Talosian history. Though he and his Landbreakers were completely defeated by the civilization band, people still use the term to describe organized groups of armed criminals that disregard the laws and order of civilization. When Jacob Mason's criminal organization was destroyed by the civilization band, his legacy was inherited by three major clans, namely the Bone Crushers, the Pack, and the Sand Reavers. These clans have different perspectives on their relationship with the civilization band. In addition to the three major clans, numerous smaller Landbreaker clans and warbands are also active throughout Talos 2. Reconveners. Authority level 8. Official ID not required for authority level 8 access. Bug wire skin passed. File category 302. The Endfield HR database has a list of special operators whose profiles are managed separately and locked behind an incredibly high authority level. These special operators have the right to directly communicate with the senior corporate officers of Endfield Industries, and all of them are special Rhodes Island liaisons working at Endfield pursuant to the Framework Agreement on Special Technical Roles and Cooperation between Endfield Industries and Rhodes Island Pharmaceuticals. Most of these operators usually do not work at Endfield facilities and do not carry out Endfield assignments on a regular basis. Instead, they are often involved in various roles throughout Talos 2. These special operators are also known by an esoteric title, Reconveners. The first Originium crystal that traversed the Cosmic Gate to arrive at Talos 2 was contaminated in the final battle of the First Agaloy War. The very fundamental nature of the info crystal was damaged, causing degradation in its properties. Despite the contamination, several intact data shards remained within the chaos of its assimilated universe. Should anyone wish to navigate the corrupted data streams within, these shards can be perceived as a extinguishing beacon of blinding light. To achieve various objectives, both the end... What the fuck was that paragraph? What is... Damn it, the very first... I don't... Okay, sure. I get the data originium. What? Why point out... What? I don't know the significance of that at all. Okay, to achieve various objectives, both the Administrator and M3 tactically allowed Warframe, the leader of Rhodes Island at the time, to conduct emergency repairs and decontamination of the first originium. For reasons unknown, the reversing nature of Aether was greatly slowed near the data vein. What? When Warframe deciphered this data vein, depth readings of a data shard underwent a spontaneous spike as it decrypted from the assimilated universe into real space. So that's kind of like what happened during mass travel, right? Like, there's a weird thing. There were like 3 layers of reality happening. There's like whatever the fuck, the printed world data space thing that like Monster, Doctor, and Priestess were in. And there's the fucking dream world. And then there's like reality. And they're all kind of fucking with each other. But what the fuck is Ether? The reversing nature of Ether. What the fuck? Is it reverse time? Is it like fucking Timefall? Is this more Death Stranding stuff? Okay. Okay. I'll just try and vaguely keep that in mind. I'm not sure how to fully comprehend it, and I think I'm keeping it a little bit more vague. They're intentionally using a lot of, you know, proper nouns and like weird technical terms. The first reconvener was also arrived at Talos 2 by accident and without the administrator's knowledge. What? Warframe was also unprepared for the arrival. Every reconvener who left the Originium Woods has been friendly and willing to work with Rhodes Island and the Administrator. All of them also seem capable of realizing that they are a unique individual, despite sharing partial knowledge of the life experiences and interpersonal relationships stemming with distant memories of Terra. Such knowledge also allows reconveners to use skills and abilities wielded by their original counterparts. Warframe later found a way to commune with the data shards. Despite the concerns of others aware of their existence, she began to actively explore the Originium Woods. So that's like the real space, is the Originium Woods. The spontaneous spike of the assimilated universe into real space. Is the Originium Woods, I'm gonna assume. And that's what reconveners are? Now I want to see this Originium Woods. Oh, that's what the weird duplicate people are. That's what Delia is. Warframe later found a way to communicate with the data shards, despite the concerns of others aware of existence. I want to see Warframe. It sounds like she's on this side of Talos 2. Warframe encountered data shards willing to set foot on Talos 2. And thus she designed a process to better lead them out of the woods and enter the new world. Okay, yeah, so the first Originium Crystal was damaged at the final battle of the first Agaloy War, which spawned I'm going to assume. And it's perceived as a never extinguishing beacon of blinding light. So that's what the Originium Woods is. It's a never extinguishing beacon of blinding light, I'm going to assume. And Warfarin. So that means Warfarin, by the end of the Agaloy War, had to be here on Talos 2, leading Rhodes Island. Yeah, and then people, old Arknights characters, started walking, like, out of the blinding light. Who was the first? I'm curious. Huh. Who the fuck forced themselves out of the LCL? Out of the fucking orange tang? I want to know who's the first. I'm really curious about that. So that's what happened to Surtur. She, like, went in to the light, to, like, the Originium Woods, and then came out as Avatane. So it could still be her, or it could be a copy of her. Huh. Weird, real weird shit. Real weird shit. Okay. She designed a process to better lead them out of the woods and enter the new world. Many reconveners arrived at Talos 2, while the Administrator hibernated. The reconveners began exploring the world and seeking their own destinies. So did they only start appearing within the last 10 years while I was hibernating, in quotes? Because according to Perlica, we were only asleep for 10 years. Was that when most of them started waking up or being let out by Warfarin? So they're fairly new. And they did so with the goal of assisting the Administrator in mind. Why me? Why the Endmin? Leaving reconveners out of the woods is essentially an act of creation. Warfarin bore the responsibilities of her actions. Okay, I got it. We gotta see Warfarin. We gotta meet Warfarin. Holy shit. Okay. For actions, though she would occasionally vent out her frustration to Enfielders who knew of this project. After every stress-filled episode, she would remind everyone how years of extensive experience taught her that everything was worth its while. Note, the years of extensive experience Warfarin claims to have are subject to change, with the figure being 500 years a century ago, 300 years half a century ago, and dropping to 20 in her most recent claims. She's gonna start claiming, yeah, she's like, just turned 30. 38. Turning 30, you know, year, round 700. Any Rhodes Island and Enfielder is willing to trust in the Beacon of the Woods, as well as the wills that followed the light and emerged from the roiling chaos. I believe so too. I believe so too. Is that me, the Enfielder, that wrote that note? Endmin, I mean, that wrote that note? So we got Surtur, Angelina, Aurora, Helliger, and Aya here in this photo. Okay. I still am curious if there's like a Rhodes Island. I hope like Rhodes Island and the whole Rhodes Island land. If the Rhodes Island landship still exists, who knows if that is still around by the end of Arknights. Hopefully, like Rhodes Island still exists on Terra and stuff. But it seems like whatever percentage, like, I don't know if it was, 60% on Terra and we had like 40% of our personnel on Talos 3 or Talos 2, or if it was like whatever the percentages were, like 90% on Terra, 10% on Talos 2, or greater on Talos 2, less on Terra, that we've just been moving so much. I don't know. But whatever the amount was on Talos 2, it sounds like Warframe became the leader of them. I don't know if she was the leader of, like, the Terra branch, or the original Rhodes Island at the time. Interesting, Warframe's stuck here. Huh. One of the only people that still remembers Terra. We got it. Okay, they gotta save that shit. They gotta pull that shit out of their pocket at some point. Oh, that's exciting. That's very exciting. Okay. And with that, I'm gonna call... This was an extra long episode, as I did not expect to be reading and talking that much. Yeah, I'm gonna call this here. What a fascinating episode. I didn't play, like, hardly any of the actual video game, but I'm extremely happy. I got a lot of interesting things to think about now. One day I'll actually play the story of this game, one day. Huh. Okay. But until then, I'll continue reading lore and reading more of these text messages that have been piling up in this game too. And I will... Oh, shit. But until then, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.